Alright, let's dive deep into the shifting landscape of NBA centers and what it means for the Los Angeles Lakers. Going into the draft, the Lakers had limited options to reinforce the center position, which has been a glaring need for the team for some time. But recent developments, especially involving the Phoenix Suns, have suddenly unlocked opportunities that previously seemed out of reach. The Suns, a team that wasn't really on the Lakers' radar as a trade partner, have now become a prime candidate thanks to the emergence of Nick Richards. The draft itself brought some unexpected twists, with Malik falling to the Suns at number 10, and then the Suns pulling off a trade to acquire Mark Williams, a player the Lakers had once considered but ultimately passed on. The irony is that Phoenix managed to get Williams for a much lower cost than what the Lakers were reportedly willing to pay, which adds an interesting dynamic to the whole situation. With Phoenix now stacked at center, they have a surplus of players at a position they desperately needed to fill just a short time ago, and that surplus could become the Lakers' gain. Nick Richards in particular stands out because he's on the last year of a relatively affordable contract, making him an attractive target for the Lakers. At 27 years old, Richards offers a mix of experience and potential upside without the expectation of a massive salary bump. Ideally, he fits the role of a reliable backup center, providing solid minutes behind a starter like Mark Williams, while players like Clint Capela and Nick Claxton are often mentioned when discussing available centers. Richards presents a compelling alternative because of his cost efficiency. He might not have the same defensive versatility or highlight reel plays as Claxton, but his steady production and low price tag could give the Lakers the chance to fill the center spot without sacrificing financial flexibility. Looking back at Richards' performance last season between Charlotte and Phoenix, he played in 57 games, starting in 43 of them. On average, he logged about 22 minutes per game, essentially playing the role of a backup center, but with starter-level minutes when needed. During that time, he averaged just over 6 field goal attempts per game, shooting an efficient 59.1% from the floor. He's not the kind of player who stretches the floor or hits three-pointers, but his inside game is solid, and he converted nearly 75% of his free throws on close to 3 attempts per game. Beyond scoring, Richards averaged 8.2 rebounds, a modest number of assists, half a steal, a block, and roughly 9 points per game. His numbers improved slightly after the trade to Phoenix, where he started 34 out of 36 games and saw a bump in minutes and production. With Phoenix, Richards took about 6.5 shots per game, shooting just over 60% from the field and hitting 82.2% of his free throws. He grabbed 8.6 rebounds per contest, including nearly 3 offensive rebounds, highlighting his activity on the glass. Defensively, he continued to contribute with blocks and steals at a steady rate. This uptick in performance can partly be attributed to playing alongside a star like Luka Doncic, who creates plenty of scoring opportunities and easy putbacks, making Richards' job a bit easier. In terms of finishing plays, per 36 minutes, Richards would average about 15 points, 14 rebounds, with over 4 offensive boards and roughly 1.5 blocks per game, which are numbers any team would welcome from a center providing backup minutes. For the Lakers, acquiring a player like Nick Richards could bring that much-needed stability and presence inside. While he might not be a franchise-changing talent, he is exactly the kind of reliable, efficient big man that the Lakers need to complement their stars and shore up the front court rotation. Ideally, he'd serve as the second option at center, giving the starters rest without a significant drop-off in production. Even if Richards ended up starting, it wouldn't be a disaster for the Lakers, at least for a season, while they figure out longer-term solutions. Combining him with a player like Clint Capela as a backup could give the team a strong front-court duo, balancing defensive toughness with efficient scoring inside. The broader picture shows the Lakers gaining leverage thanks to the draft and the shifting needs of other teams. With multiple franchises now stocked with centers, the Lakers have more options and better bargaining power. Teams like Portland, Brooklyn, Atlanta, and of course Phoenix have all added centers who might become trade candidates, which could lead to a seller's market for some and a buyer's market for others. This abundance of centers means the Lakers can play hardball, not rushing into deals or overpaying, but instead negotiating from a position of strength. If one target slips away, there are likely several other viable options to pursue, whether that's a Clint Capela, a Brook Lopez, or someone emerging from the second round or free agency. The financial side is important too. Nick Richards' contract situation is ideal because he is currently affordable, but that won't last forever. He is in the final year of a $5 million deal, and after this season, he will hit unrestricted free agency where prices are expected to rise. That makes now the perfect window for the Lakers to swoop in if they want him. Any potential trade would need to be done at the right price, balancing what assets they are willing to give up against the value Richards could provide. Given Phoenix's cap situation and roster needs, there might even be room for a three-team deal or a scenario where the Lakers acquire Richards along with another piece to fill out their lineup. Overall, the situation has shifted from the Lakers having almost no feasible options at center to suddenly holding several attractive possibilities, thanks largely to the ripple effects of the draft and team needs across the league. This is a classic example of how timing and circumstances in the NBA can open doors that were previously shut tight. For the Lakers, the key will be to capitalize on these openings without overpaying, getting a player who fits their style and salary structure, and using that to build a stronger, more balanced roster moving forward. The Lakers find themselves in a unique position that could reshape their front court dynamics for the upcoming season. The influx of available centers on the market means that the Lakers don't have to settle for just one option. They can explore different avenues and tailor their roster in a way that maximizes both talent and financial flexibility. While Nick Richards remains an intriguing target because of his affordability and solid production, the team could also look at other options that bring different skill sets or strategic advantages. The key is understanding what the Lakers truly need beyond just filling a roster spot. They need a center who can protect the rim, rebound aggressively, and contribute efficiently on offense without requiring too many touches or creating spacing problems. Richards, despite not being a prolific three-point shooter or a player who can stretch defenses, compensates with his presence around the basket, both offensively and defensively. His offensive rebound numbers show that he can provide second-chance opportunities, something the Lakers have lacked in recent seasons. This kind of contribution is invaluable when paired with perimeter players who can create shots or slash to the rim, as it helps extend possessions and generates easy points. On defense, his ability to block shots and protect the paint fits the Lakers' blueprint of needing a center who anchors the defense without necessarily being a focal point in switching schemes. His relatively high free throw percentage also reduces the risk of him being targeted for fouls in clutch situations, which is a subtle but important factor for a big man. The Lakers' strategy might revolve around balancing this kind of dependable, cost-effective center with other pieces that bring complementary skills. For example, pairing Richards with a more mobile or versatile big man like Clint Capela could allow the Lakers to switch defenses more effectively or run faster in transition. Capela's experience and athleticism contrast nicely with Richards' more traditional center role, and together they could form a rotation that keeps opponents guessing. This also frees the Lakers up to focus on adding shooters and playmakers around their star players without sacrificing the interior toughness that has been lacking. The draft's impact on this market cannot be overstated. By seeing teams like Phoenix suddenly flush with big men, the Lakers have leverage in negotiations that they wouldn't have had otherwise. Instead of competing with just a handful of teams for limited options, they are now part of a wider ecosystem where multiple teams might be willing to move centers for the right price. This competition among sellers should help keep trade costs reasonable and allow the Lakers to negotiate deals that don't drain their future assets. This is crucial for a franchise that needs to remain flexible to attract or retain star talent in the coming years. Moreover, the Lakers' cap situation plays a pivotal role in determining what kind of deals make sense. With several players already commanding significant portions of the payroll, the team needs to be strategic about how much they commit to a backup or even a potential starting center. Richards' current contract is attractive because it fits within a moderate budget, giving the Lakers room to maneuver elsewhere. If the team had to stretch for a more expensive or less proven center, it could limit their ability to pursue other targets, whether in free agency or via trade. The ideal scenario would be acquiring Richards at a price that reflects his current value, while keeping other options open for adding complementary pieces. The Lakers also have to consider the long-term outlook. While Richards might be a perfect fit for the immediate future, the team's ambitions extend beyond just this season. They need to think about how their roster will evolve and what kind of center they want to build around moving forward. If Richards can perform well and prove he has upside, he could be a foundational piece or at least a valuable role player for a few years. On the other hand, if the team sees him primarily as a short-term solution, they might prioritize flexibility, and look for options with less guaranteed money or shorter contracts. From a tactical standpoint, having a player like Richards allows the Lakers to maintain a more balanced attack. With big men who can control the paint and secure rebounds, the perimeter players have more freedom to focus on spacing, shooting, and playmaking. This is especially important given the Lakers' current core, which relies heavily on star talent to generate offense. The ability to complement that with efficient no-fuss role players inside can elevate the team's overall performance and reduce pressure on the stars. This synergy is what makes players like Richards valuable even if they don't grab headlines. In addition, the Lakers must keep an eye on the evolving landscape of other teams' needs and cap situations. The NBA is fluid, and what looks like a perfect fit today can change quickly with injury signings or unexpected trades. The Suns, for example, might decide to move Richards if a better opportunity rises, or if their roster priorities shift again. Similarly, other teams with an abundance of centers might become open to trading multiple players, allowing the Lakers to package deals or explore creative options. Being proactive and maintaining communication with potential trade partners is essential for the Lakers to stay ahead in this market. Finally, the psychological and locker room aspects should not be overlooked. Adding a player like Nick Richards, who has shown professionalism and steady improvement, could bring positive energy and depth to the Lakers' locker room. Sometimes the impact of such players goes beyond the stat sheet, contributing to team culture, work ethic, and morale. For a team aiming to contend and make deep playoff runs, those intangibles can be just as critical as on-court performance. In summary, the Lakers are at an intriguing crossroads with their center position. The draft and subsequent moves have opened doors that once seemed firmly closed, presenting multiple avenues to strengthen the team. Nick Richards is a standout candidate due to his blend of affordability, production, and fit within the Lakers system, but he is far from the only option. The Lakers' challenge will be to leverage this abundance wisely, balancing immediate needs with long-term plans while managing cap space and assets prudently. The coming weeks and months will be crucial in determining whether the Lakers can capitalize on these opportunities to build a more balanced, competitive roster ready to chase championship success. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, a sensational rumor is making waves across the NBA and beyond. GIANNIS Antetokounmpo, the reigning superstar and two-time MVP, might be gearing up for a blockbuster move to the Los Angeles Lakers. This possible signing would create one of the most formidable trios in basketball history, pairing GIANNIS with LeBron James and Luka Doncic, two of the game's brightest stars. While nothing has been officially confirmed, insiders suggest that talks have been heating up behind closed doors, igniting excitement and speculation among fans and analysts alike. The idea of GIANNIS joining the Lakers has been a topic of intense debate this season, with LeBron still playing at an elite level and Luka Doncic emerging as a dominant force in the league. Adding GIANNIS would transform the Lakers into an unstoppable powerhouse. Known for his incredible versatility, athleticism, and relentless drive, GIANNIS could complement LeBron's playmaking and Luka's scoring finesse, forming a trio that can dominate any opponent on both ends of the court. Such a lineup would be a nightmare matchup for any team, combining size, skill, and basketball IQ in a way rarely seen before. Rumors suggest that the Lakers are aggressively pursuing GIANNIS, looking to leverage their championship pedigree and iconic status to lure the Greek Freak out of Milwaukee. The Bucks have built their team around GIANNIS, but with his contract situation and desire to win multiple titles, a move to a franchise with a storied legacy like the Lakers could be appealing. GIANNIS joining forces with LeBron and Luka would not only boost the Lakers' championship odds, but also create a new era of excitement in the NBA, attracting fans worldwide eager to witness the trio in action. However, there are challenges that make this potential blockbuster trade complex. Salary cap constraints, the Bucks' reluctance to trade their franchise player, and the logistics of acquiring Luka Doncic, who currently plays for the Dallas Mavericks, add layers of difficulty. Yet the very possibility of such a move has already stirred a frenzy of speculation about how the Lakers could restructure their roster, the kind of supporting cast needed, and the impact on the rest of the league. Would other superstars seek to join this juggernaut? Could this shift the balance of power in the Western Conference and beyond? While it's too early to say if this thrilling scenario will come to fruition, the buzz surrounding GIANNIS to the Lakers is undeniable. Fans are dreaming of a season where LeBron, Luka, and GIANNIS share the court, combining their unique talents to chase NBA glory together. As the offseason unfolds, all eyes will be on Los Angeles, watching for any signs of movement that could turn this rumor into the biggest story in basketball history. The possibility of the Lakers assembling this dream trio remains one of the most tantalizing prospects in the sport today, one that could redefine what it means to build a championship team in the modern NBA. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.